Hi, Year 9. So just drawing on from our conversation from earlier today, I thought I'd do this YouTube video just to go in to the content with a bit more detail. So just remembering that the surface area of the solid is the total area of each face of the solid. Okay, so when we are looking at this 3D prism just here, if we were to convert that into a two-dimensional sort of image or a 2D net, it would look like this. And it's through observing this picture here, or this 2D net here, that we're actually able to figure out visually what the total area would be. So in order for us to do that, obviously we need to figure out what the area is here and here, here and here, and here and here, because obviously the surface area is the sum of the area of each side. So for this rectangular prism we have just here, I've gone ahead and I've drawn the nets for that one. So my 2D net, which is my first step. Please make sure you start practicing doing this, because for our assignment that's coming up, you're going to be needing to do this and you're going to be assessed on it. Okay, so obviously there's lots of different ways you can do your nets. I guess it's just how you actually visualize the image. So I found that this was easier to do. So once you've done your net, I think it's really easy, well, it's probably a good idea to then label the similar side. So for example, this rectangle here has a length of 40 centimeters and a width of 28 centimeters. So if you were to look in, I'm going to change my pen. If you were to look in, it would be this shaded area down here. Okay, and obviously this one up the top here as well. Cool. Might not do that again because it's going to get a bit hard to see. And then we've got the area of these two. So A2 effectively here has, well, the length is 40 centimeters and then the width would be 15 centimeters. And then I have got my two A3s here, which have, I'm just going to get that pen back, green, blue, we'll do blue this time. Cool. So that would have a length of 28 centimeters and then a width of 15 centimeters as well. And I'm saying length and width rather than length and height, because when you're looking at it as a two-dimensional shape, it makes more sense to do it that way. Okay, cool. So firstly, what I am going to do is write out my equation. So I have here SA, which stands for surface area, equals 2 times, so 2 lots of the area of this shape here, this rectangle here. Yep, you get the idea. 2 times this rectangle just here, so that bit there and that bit there, and then 2 times this part here. So once again, I've decided to label it area 1, area 2, area 3, because I know that they have the same area. I know that because they have the same width and the same length. Okay, so effectively what I have just done is added another step. So surface area once again equals 2 times the length and width of this part here. Okay, 2 times the length and width of this part here. And 2 times the length and width of this part here, or this side here. So now I'm going to go ahead and substitute those values. So obviously this requires a bit of attention to make sure that you're putting in the correct figures here. So just going back to what we call bed mass, which is what I spoke to a few of us about today. Whenever we're doing, I guess, equations that have a few steps, we always need to make sure, always, that we do whatever is in the brackets first, okay? Then we do our exponents second, which we'll go into more detail about that. In relation to division and multiplication, okay, even though division comes first on here and then multiplication comes second, we work from left to right, so whatever comes first, and that's also the same for addition and subtraction. It doesn't necessarily mean that in an equation you need to do all of your addition before your subtraction. You can always work from left to right. Okay, so I've got my third step in there where I've substituted those values, and then like it says here, I've done everything in the brackets first. So 40 times 28 is 1,120. 40 times 15 is 600. And 28 times 15 is 420. Oh, it looks like I forgot to put a times here. But even if I didn't have a times there, when you see a 2 in front of a bracket or a number here in front of a bracket, it always means that that the next step would be to times it. Okay, so according to my BEDMAS here, which I have followed, I have gone ahead now. There was obviously no division, but I've gone ahead and have done the multiplication part. All right, so 2 times 1,120 equals 2,240. 2 times 600 equals 1,200. And then obviously 2 times 420 equals 840. All right, then I'm up to my next step. Addition. Obviously there's no subtraction, but once again we always work from left to right. So the total surface area is 4,280 centimeters squared. Okay, so I'm now going to do a video and another video, and I'm going to look at doing this for a triangular prism.